project. Today, we're going to have a live conversation with a very interesting person. We are communicating today with Dr. Abdulla Rasheed, Minister of State for Education, Republic of Maldives. Before we begin, let me introduce our guest. Our guest is Dr. Abdulla Rasheed, Minister of State for Education, Republic of Maldives. Dr. Rasheed is a distinguished educationalist with 30 years of experience in the field of education. Dr. Rasheed began his career as a school teacher. 5 years later, he became a supervisor and worked in this position for 5 more years. Dr. Rasheed served as a principal of government school for 18 years. He was the vice rector of Avid College, Maldives. And right now, Dr. Rasheed is the head of the National Institute of Education and the Minister of State for Education, Republic of Maldives. Dr. Rasheed, welcome on ALLATRA TV.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Before we begin, I would like to say just 2 words about International Public Movement ALLATRA. International Public Movement ALLATRA is a volunteering movement all over the world. This is a movement of honest and friendly people who use their best human qualities for benefiting their society. And just 2 more words about how we see the Creative Society and the project itself. The project, the Creative Society, was initiated by people themselves from around the world. How we see the Creative Society? The Creative Society is a society where the life of each person is the main value. This is the society where people manifest their best human qualities for the benefit of the whole society. This is the society where every person cares about the society and the society cares about the person. So we begin. Dr. Rasheed, let me ask you the first question. How do you personally envision the Creative Society, the society where you, your loved ones, your family, friends, and all other people would feel safely, comfortably, and happy? Can you describe it, please?
First of all, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the good work that you are doing. For me, I envision Creative Society as a society which gives high priority on creativity, innovation, sustainability, social, emotional, and environmental awareness. This society will be value-driven. This society accepts the creativity, innovation are the most powerful tool to promote common good to the world. I also envision that this society provides environment where creative people can feel autonomous and be able to follow their own interest. In addition, this society should accept errors as part of learning process, and it should not be punished. In my dream society, people give more emphasis on social capital rather than financial capital. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you very much for sharing your understanding of the Creative Society. Let me ask you, how do you envision the development exactly of education and science in it?
First of all, education should be redefined. What's the definition of education and schooling? For some people, education is preparing students for exam and producing the result. However, the purpose of education should be prepare students for creative society. Development of education should focus on providing 21st century skills. Education should be focused on developing skills, inculcating values, use authentic learning, problem solving, and discovery and inquiry-based learning. So students should have freedom, flexibility to carry out their learning to be a creative member of the society.
Thank you very much. And what about science? How would this science develop in it? How do you envision this science?
Yeah, science should be the major part of learning. When scientific tools, scientific elements are part of teaching learning process, students should be more engaged and they will be more interested in learning, because scientific, the discovery, exploration, observation, recording, interpretation, when all these things are included as part of teaching learning, definitely students' engagement, their participation, their interest will be more, then they will be more creative as a member of the creative society. Thank you.
So, thank you, Dr. Rasheed. So, let me make a little conclusion. So, the education in the creative society and the science, this is going to be a lifelong process, which involves improvement during the whole life of the student, of the teacher, or a scientist, both personally and professionally.
Exactly. Learning should be lifelong, but we can see for some people, schooling or learning, when they complete either grade 10 or grade 12, people believe, okay, learning is complete. Even after that, okay, some join the universities, they do first degree or masters, and some do PhDs. Even after that, some people believe that learning is complete. But as you rightly mentioned, learning should be lifelong. There is no, and there should not be an end to learning. Learning should be continuous.
Thank you very much. Dr. Rasheed, let me ask you the next question. One of the key issues in today's system of education, I mean globally in the world, is the question of human values and moral values. From your point of view and from your experience as a teacher, as an educationalist, as a minister, how important is it in today's system of education in school to raise the questions of morality, humanity, and how is it going on in the Republic of Maldives?
Actually, humanity and morality are the most important aspects of education. To maintain the peace and bring in happiness to everyone, schools should integrate humanity and morality, a major component of education system. Society can be shaped through education. And as you question about how it is in the Maldives, in the national curriculum of the Maldives, humanity and morality are given high priority. Our curriculum has specific values, human rights, democracy, and justice. However, implementing humanity and morality is shadowed due to the high priority of content and preparing students for exam. But I can say from a present government, we are giving high importance on values and skills, and also inculcating humanity and morality. I believe that day by day, we will be able to do this with the cooperation of school management, teachers, parents, and students as well. We believe, as you said, humanity and morality are the most important aspects of education.
That's very interesting to hear. I'm really happy to hear that because I'm communicating a lot with people from various countries who are teachers, professors, having other leading positions in the government. The opinions may differ. Some people prefer to say that, for example, teaching to mathematics, reading, writing, physics, chemistry, for example, sometimes is more important than, for example, upbringing, teaching pupils and students more to human and moral values. And I personally, as a teacher, as an educationalist, I also believe that, first of all, humanness, moral values need to go first, because that's what makes us to be a human, first of all. Dr. Rasheed, let me ask you a little bit a provocative question. From your point of view, please share with us what are the most challenging challenges in the system of education in Maldives, please?
As far as my knowledge and experience is concerned, the greatest challenge including giving too much importance on exam and contents. In my belief, structured learning is also a challenge. We should understand that nature of 21st century students, they want freedom, they want flexibility. Besides, skills and values are not given enough attention. So I consider these things as challenge. I think some education system in the world experience almost same thing. However, there are exceptions. We can see very good education system. They give high importance on 21st century skills, values, skills, and all those things rather than giving importance to exams. As I just mentioned that, for me, too much importance given for the exam preparing students and dealing too much content rather than makes it hands-on and skill driven, value driven. So I believe these things are the greatest challenge we face.
That's very interesting, very interesting. And I believe that the experience and the system of education in Maldives deserves to be studied more as an example by other systems of education. That's interesting. Let me ask you.
To add,
yes.
Yeah, to add
Yes, please.
last question, our government, especially our minister, Dr. Aishat Ali, has given a lot of importance for the skills and values, and she and our team is trying to minimize the competition. So I believe the school management, even some teachers, we have this understanding. So I envision that in future we can minimize this competition and we can provide education its real sense to our students.
If I understood you correctly, let me comment on this, and if you don't mind, please add or correct me. The system of education in Maldives in more cooperation oriented rather than competition oriented, because there are many Western education systems where they're teaching pupils, students to be competitive, business-like, active, leadership. But in the system of education in the Republic of Maldives, the teachers are teaching pupils and students to be more cooperative rather than competitive.
Yes, you are correct. You are correct. Majority of teachers, they are trying to do that. Then at the same time, still we have influence of getting top 10. So sort of competition is there, but it is more cooperation we can see. I totally agree with you.
That's brilliant, really. That's wonderful. For me as a teacher, that's a lot of pleasure to hear that. Let me ask you the next question. Right now we are in the midst of pandemic situation in the world where a lot of schools have to move to distance learning. Share with us your experience and your understanding. What are the advantages and disadvantages of distance learning today?
All right, most important advantage may be the access to education. During this pandemic, in most of countries, schools and universities are closed. Therefore, distance learning is only the possibility to reach. In addition, distance learning has many other advantages. As you know, we are living in the age of digital and information and communication technology era. Therefore, online and distance learning has potential to use an indefinite number of resources to educate our students. With all these resources, teaching and learning can be very effective if the right pedagogies are implemented. And distance learning also makes students familiar with ICT. This is, as I just mentioned, age of technology. If our students are able to use ICT more, then definitely they will be better. And when we talk on the other hand, distance learning has disadvantages too. For example, human beings are social creatures. Our students need to interact with their classmates and their teachers as well. However, distance learning cannot replace this human interaction. We have seen that distance learning makes parents as teachers. So because kids are at home and teachers are teaching remote, then parents play a teacher's role. This additional burden to the parents as well. And some teachers are not familiar with distance learning pedagogy and assessment. As a result, for some teachers, this is not effective. If the teaching learning through distance learning mode is not effective, then definitely the outcome or the impact learning will be minimal. One more point I want to highlight is a disadvantage. That is, distance learning makes students use or spend more screen time, and also they are exposed to threats of internet. Although internet is a very good resource, internet has risks to the students as well. Therefore, we can say there are advantages and disadvantages on distance learning. We believe that advantage is more, and we can prepare our students to safeguard all these disadvantages. Thank you.
So distance learning, this is a nice tool to help teachers to educate students or pupils better. However, it would not be able ever to replace the teacher in the school. So social interaction, social communication between a pupil and a teacher is vital. Because we're living in the human society, and the communication on and on between people is the most important thing.
Let me add one more point as we are talking about distance learning. Due to this pandemic, our schools were also closed. During the school closure, we introduced teaching through TV. We call the name as teleclass. Through teleclass, we started teaching the students from LKG to grade 12, and 500 teachers across the country are voluntarily teaching. And about 50 schools are coordinating, and we have facilitators, we have coordinators, and we have teachers recording. And the most important thing is they do recording at home. So they record, they edit, they do everything, then they send it to the national TV and one more private channel. And now in the Maldives, teleclass is very famous, and many students are waiting for the teleclass. So I can say this is a very good initiation by our Minister, Dr. Aishat Ali, and our team and school principals and teachers. We do this teleclass concept very successfully. So we have decided, even after pandemic is over, we will still continue our teleclass, because all these lessons telecasted are also archived in Ministry of Education, a portal called Fila Portal. Later, people can access these recording for their professional development purpose, even for additional resources in the school. So through distance learning, this is a very good advantage we experience in the Maldives. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing with us your information. Let me ask you the next question about the teacher's profession in general. We know that teachers, this is the category of professionals who are very creative, very hardworking, very enthusiastic. From your point of view, what should be the social security and working conditions of the teachers so they could maximize the creative potential and productivity?
I totally agree with you. Teachers are very creative. Teachers are very dedicated. I also can say there are very creative teachers, and also most of the teachers are very hardworking and dedicated people. And teachers' job is a 24 hours job. In my belief, teachers should be given housing, medical insurance, and other social security. Their working conditions should be conducive with all required facilities. If they are in a good state of mind, definitely they can do better for their children. And another important thing is teachers' salary should be very attractive in order to get potential young people for this profession, and also retain experienced and talented teachers in the education system. Because teachers are the creators of doctors, scientists, professors, everybody. Therefore, the teacher's fundamental role is very important, even what we call the creative society. Therefore, the social security, working condition, very attractive salary, all these things are very crucial to get very talented, skillful teachers for the teaching profession across the world.
That's, a very nice observation that for our viewers and for all people who will be watching us, that education is everywhere. Education, if you want to become a doctor, of course you need education. If you want to become a teacher, of course, you also need education. If you want to work in television, to become an engineer as well, you need education. From your point of view, in the creative society, what should be mass media, medicine, and all other spheres like in the creative society?
Once again?
What should be the mass media in the creative society in connection with education? If education is, raising and upbringing best human qualities in the children, in this sense, what should be the future mass media like?
Mass media actually should play a favorable role for the education. There should be opportunity to use mass media to promote education, to disseminate education, and also to provide resources for the teachers and students, parents. If mass media's role is positive in such a way, definitely it will be an additional advantage. However, sometimes we can see some people, without giving much thought, they disseminate the things which is not really good to the society, creating conflict, creating division, and also exposing people's personal stories and those things. Some people are using mass media in the wrong way. Therefore, in a creative society, I believe everybody should use mass media for a good purpose. Then mass media also will be useful for everybody. It should not be used for hatred, expressing jealousy, or defame somebody. Yes.
Thank you very much. That's, very wonderful what you are saying about how the future mass media should be like. You mentioned the word conflict. I want to ask you a global question about education. We indeed in the world have too many kinds of conflicts. We have economic conflicts, military conflicts, social, family, racial, religious, you name it. From your point of view, in the creative society, should there be indeed in the dictionary such a word as a conflict? And from your point of view, if we have so many conflicts in the world, maybe our system of education is not doing its job right. How do you think?
First of all, let's look at the causes of these conflict. In my understanding, the causes of all these problems you mentioned are due to materialism. People are too much materialistic, and also power struggling, lack of understanding, and selfishness. In a creative society, these problems will not be there because such a society, it values human rights, democracy, justice. And also a creative society will bring happiness to every member of the society, and there will be equality and eliminates all sorts of discrimination. Rather focusing on materialism, creative society will give priority on social capital, which is healthy relationship, love, kindness, and mutual respect. And then as we talk about the role of modern schooling, I believe that modern schooling are not enough modernized to address these issues. A real transformation is required for teaching and learning. There should be paradigm shift towards education, and communities should see education as a tool to prepare students as critical thinkers, creative inventors who value relationship more than materialism and competition. Then I can say in future, in the creative society, the conflict and division and discrimination, these things will not exist.
Thank you very much for sharing. Brilliant. This is like when I was making an introduction to our interview that I've mentioned that in the creative society, the life of every person is the main value. When people are manifesting their best human qualities for the benefit of the whole society, when the society is working and living like a family, right? When every person cares about the society, and in return, the society cares about each human. Dr. Rasheed, we have in the international public movement 8 foundations of the creative society. Right now, we will show you these 8 foundations. Can we see them, please? Can we see the 8 foundations, please? I'm asking our technical support to show them, please. Freedom, human safety, and I would like to ask you to comment, please, in particularly on the 5th one, which is called creative ideology. In the creative society, ideology should be aimed at popularizing the best human qualities and stopping everything that is directed against the human. The main priority is the priority of humanity, high spiritual and moral aspirations of a human, humanness, virtue, mutual respect and strengthening of friendship, creating conditions for the development of education of a human with capital H, cultivating moral values in each person and society, prohibition of propaganda of violence, condemnation and denunciation of any form of division, aggression, and anti-human manifestations. Dr. Rasheed, can you comment on this one? Maybe you would like to add something to share your understanding or your view of how you see also the creative ideology in the society of the future.
All right. What has already mentioned is also really lovely. If these elements are implemented and inculcated in the society, we can say our dream, the creative society, will be happy for everyone. I can add to creative ideology, we should add the social capital. Where the kindness, love, and friendship and value in the relationship definitely will create this ideology better. And as I mentioned before, problem of materialism and selfishness and egocentrism, all these things actually hinder this type of ideology. As we love ourselves, we should love our brothers and sisters. And as we wish all the good things for ourselves, we wish same good things to our family members, our neighbors, our friends, and our fellow human beings. If we are happy when everybody is happy, then definitely it will be a creative society. Now the thing is, I am happy when everything is good for me. And I'm jealous when something good happens to somebody else. It should not be the way. We should try to bring happiness, and we should try to bring smiles on faces of other people. If I'm happy when somebody else is happy because of my action, then definitely the whole society will be in such a creative society. Thank you
very much. Indeed, that's really pleasure to hear that love and friendship, these are the core things that should be in the, they are fundamental for the future society, love and friendship. When we are respecting each other, when we are loving each other, when we are helping each other, when we're a family, I have no other word to say, but when we're really a one human family. And indeed, from my point of view, I truly believe that people, no matter where they live, no matter what visual differences we have, color of skin, language, nationality, whatever, from my point of view, this is not important, because indeed we all have one common place of living. This is our home, our planet. And we all have the same value. This is life. And we all indeed have one nationality, which is human being. Dr. Rasheed, I truly see that the idea of the creative society is very close to you and to Maldives citizens. From your point of view, please share with us what should be done in order to inform as many people as possible about the idea of the creative society.
First of all, people should be aware of the concept of creative society with its benefits. And everyone in the society should be informed through various modes of communication. Every member of the society is equally important. So multiple communication strategies should be used. There should be face-to-face communications and virtual communications and communication through print media, communication through social media, and all the forms of communication should be used. Every member of the community should understood what is creative society and what are the elements of the creative society, and when society becomes a creative society, what would be an advantage to everybody. So this will make people believe that yes, we need a creative society, and the society we are living in now is too much stressful. If we don't get stress from office, then we get stress from friends or get stress from somewhere else. So maybe one common word in the 21st century is getting stress. Sometimes this stress we are getting due to misunderstanding, I can say. But if we create our society as a creative society, everybody will be happy and everybody respect others, understanding others' feeling, and everybody try to comfort another person.
Wonderful. May I ask you one more question about the creative society and the school, the role of the school here. From your point of view, for example, 8 foundations of the creative society. From your point of view, as a minister and as a teacher, should they be taught in every school that we need to build now and keep building in the future the creative society based on such values as human life, human safety, human freedom, creative ideology? From your point of view, should they be taught from the elementary school in every single school all over the world? What do you think?
It should, yeah, it should be taught. It should be taught. Why it should be taught? Just now we have discussed the elements of creative society, importance of creative society, benefits of creative society. Now we can see everywhere in the world there are wars and conflicts and division and protests and this and that. Societies are not in peace. Therefore, in order to harmonize the society, bring the peace to the society, these values should be inculcated. When these values are inculcated in the young children, when they become young people, definitely they will uphold this and they will try to make the society as a creative society. Even implementing these concepts in one place will not be enough. As you mentioned, this should be a global phenomenon. This should be practiced in everywhere. And when this is practiced everywhere and everybody believes this, this is a good thing for the global community, then we can see many good things happens. As I have mentioned before, rather than giving high priority to the values and skills, we somehow, I can say through misunderstanding, we give more importance to the exam, or we can say the immediate result, rather than thinking about the long-term result of the education system. Actually, education system should be the tool to shape the community, to modify the behavior. and what community needs, what community wants. Most of the time, lot of knowledge is given to the students, and most of these are not applied. If it is not applied, what's the use of providing all these knowledge? A knowledge which is not applied is just like a book in the library. It has no use. Nobody is reading it. Nobody is using it. Therefore, we should make knowledge and skills and values as a workable thing, as a tool to serve the community.
Thank you very much. Dr. Rasheed, I'd like to ask you two more questions. So the pre-last question is, in the International Public Movement ALLATRA, I've already mentioned a couple of times the Creative Society project. We are testing a theory which is called 6 degrees of connection, believing that all people know each other in the world through 6 handshakes. Can you please advise 1, 2, as many people as you'd like to, other people with whom we can continue this dialogue about the Creative Society? Can you name these people, please?
Let me propose 2 names. One name I can propose from Maldives, former Education Minister Dr. Mahmoud Shawki is one name. And also another name I can propose from United Kingdom, John Glacier. He is the CEO of Brains Global. I propose these 2 gentlemen.
Thank you very much. And the last question. International Public Movement ALLATRA is 100% a volunteering movement. What would you like to wish to all participants of the International Public Movement ALLATRA?
Could you repeat the question again?
I said that International Public Movement ALLATRA is 100% a volunteering movement. We are all doing and implementing human project around the world, free from business or working time. What would you like to wish to all participants of the International Public Movement ALLATRA?
Okay, I wish all of them best of luck. What they are doing is really great, because we are saying that a lot of problems are due to the materialism. This movement is a voluntary movement. Definitely, you all are doing a great job. So I wish good health and well-being to everyone, and I wish that every one of us will get opportunity to live in a creative society. Even we couldn't get this opportunity, my advice is try to promote concept of creative society and implement these on ourselves first, and then be a role model to others. So the members of this creative society, as I said, you are doing a praiseworthy job. And I really salute you all. Volunteerism is really important. I remember while I was very small, in the Maldives, people don't pay for the labor. When I need to do something at my home and my neighbors come, they came and do the work. And when they need my help, so I went there and helping them. So mostly it's the volunteerism. If we have this kind of relationship, even more than that, what you are doing, this voluntarily work, I believe that really serves the world. So I wish all the best on what you do. Even I personally want to be involved in part of your work and do whatever possible from my side. Even I want to promote your work, because volunteerism has the benefit to the everyone in the world.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rasheed. Thank you very much for this fantastic, it's absolutely wonderful conversation. I want again to say that today we had a live conversation with Dr. Abdulla Rasheed, Minister of State for Education, Republic of Maldives. Dear friends, if you'd like to learn more about International Public Movement ALLATRA and the Creative Society project, please visit our website, which is called ALLATRA Unites, educationalist.com. Right now you can see this website on your screens. In the top right corner there is Join Us button. You can click on it, and there will be a short form, friendly form with a couple of questions that you need to fill out in order to send us a message, and we will definitely contact you for further communication and cooperation. Thank you everyone for watching us today, for staying with us today. Have a good day. Dr. Rasheed, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.